For people don't know that he's actually the first guy that I interviewed, that I had conversation with. Because of him, I'm able to start this channel, so I'm grateful to this man right here. And he's an amazing dude. He's a great man.
So it's the dialysis playlist, and what the National Kidney Foundation did was when we did the interview for them, when I did the interview for them, it should be out next month, I think. And they seen that I was a producer, so they was like, "Hey, can you make some music for dialysis?" Oh, that's another one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another one.
I got a placement in Urban Magazine. I'm gonna send you that. I'm gonna send you that link. I'm gonna send you all the links. So don't after this. Don't
I read that.
So it's Smooth Producer Midnight, right? And how that happened was there was already a producer named Smooth, and there's a lot of people named Midnight. So I said, okay, what if I just combine them all together?
What up, man? How are you doing? What's up again? Nice to see you again. Yeah.
Do this again.
He's do this again. For people don't know, before I'm gonna start this interview, I just wanna kind of explain myself, because for people don't know that he's actually the first guy that I interviewed, that I had conversation with. Because of him, I'm able to start this channel, so I'm grateful to this man right here. And he's an amazing dude. He's a great man. But I don't know, somehow the audio was not recorded, and oh yeah, I had having a hard time. I started that interview on my phone, and it was 2 a.m. in the morning. I wake up, set an alarm, and then that was the first time also. That was the first time that I talked to someone that speak English, so I was pretty nervous. And yeah, that was the first time I utilized Zoom, so I don't know how it works. Somehow maybe uh click at something that didn't recorded the audio. But anyways, that was the story. But he's the guy right here. He's the one who started this. He's the first guy that I interviewed, and so I'm pretty grateful to this guy. But first, man, Marlon, how are you doing?
Doing all right, man. How you doing, man? That was a heck of an intro, and I appreciate that, And yeah, we talked about this for a while, so it's unfortunate that they couldn't get the first one, but they gonna so it's okay.
Yeah, but I think it's much better now, because I formulated the 7 questions that I've been working on for weeks after the interview. I was nervous at that time, but I wasn't ready to. I didn't formulated questions. I didn't make questions. I just read at time, started doing the interview. But now I'm formulated questions, and now we actually have new achievements, right? With that Spotify. Can you tell me about your new achievement? What was that about?
Yeah, that's it's not on Spotify yet, and I don't think I'll put it on Spotify because I want to accessible to everybody. So it's the dialysis playlist, and what the National Kidney Foundation did was when we did the interview for them, when I did the interview for them, it should be out next month, I think. And they seen that I was a producer, so they was like, "Hey, can you make some music for dialysis patients?" I was like, "Well, I don't have too many songs, but I can make production for it." So I sent them over some beats, and they said, "Okay," they liked it. So then I formatted the playlist based off the moods of the dialysis patients because I'm one. So I just based it off of that, submitted it, everything was good. So that's the achievement that I've been promoting. Is the dialysis playlist for, it's not just the playlist for dialysis patients, it's for everybody, but it's for them. I made it for them.
Was the playlist is on Spotify or not yet?
It's on SoundCloud, and actually after this, I'm gonna send you the link to it. And it's one of those links where you just click it and just go. You don't need to sign up, you don't need to log in or anything. That's why I did it, because sound Spotify, you need an account. With this, you don't. You just click the link and just press play. That's it.
Because you know me, I'm a really big fan of music. I can't live without music. I tried to, because I was trying to be productive and trying to learn all of the things that I want to learn. I'm trying to do something to kind of depreciate my dopamine, because I feel like I'm getting addicted. Because like when you have chronic kidney disease, you get bored a lot of times. You don't have nothing else to do. So listening to music, playing games is like my sense of like escape. So I think I was hard on myself. Like, we need music. Like it makes me calm. It makes me put in a different realm or some shit. It makes me fantasize, and not think about and not stress about things, you know. So I think your music would help me because I think listen to some of your music and some of the beats. I think it's pretty good, you know, and I think it's gonna help a lot of people listening to them and make them calm because it's like smooth, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's like from the name of your artistic, you know, artist name, right? Can you tell you what was that name again?
So it's Smooth Producer Midnight, right? And
Smooth Producer Midnight.
how that happened was there was already a producer named Smooth, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people named Midnight. So I said, okay, what if I just combine them all together and just put Smooth Producer Midnight? And it didn't stick for a while. It was kind of like a tongue twister for a lot of people. But as I went along, it started to differentiate for everyone. So it's like, okay, there's only one person that's named that, and that's me. So it worked out. It worked out.
So yeah, well, you have this also you have another achievement that featuring from what was that? Magazine. What was that?
Oh, yeah, that's another one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, there's another one.
I got a placement in Urban Magazine. I'm gonna
Yeah,
send you that
Urban.
link too. I'm gonna send you that link too. I'm gonna send you all the links. So don't after
Yeah,
this, don't worry
I
about it.
read that. I read that.
He
Yeah.
did cool, and that happened. We was talking behind the scenes because me and the editor we've been cool for a while, and I've been supporting his content for a long time. And we just got together and we did something and it worked out. And also, he put my kidney situation in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you read it, it's in
Yeah.
there so people can read it and be like, okay, so it's all I want to do is get relatability
Mm-hmm.
for people. I just want people to be able to say, okay, he's doing this while doing this. I'm doing this. We can relate. It makes it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. In terms of your kidney issues, how is it going? Do you have any?
Um, it's been going good. I had treatment today. Like the
Uh-huh.
last time we talked, I had treatment the same day.
Yeah.
It's been good. Actually, I meet with my treatment coordination team Wednesday for the
Mm-hmm.
transplant process to see
Oh,
where
okay.
I'm at on the list. So, like I said, once I get all the information, I'm gonna hit you up and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you know what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I'm all we it's us right now. All right.
Yeah, I'm all in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll keep you in the loop. So once I find out, I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm. And so, but yeah, we've been having a lot of issues, you know, in terms of chronic kidney disease. So, what is your advice to people? You know, your advice to people to spread awareness about chronic kidney disease. Do you have any advice to people about that?
The best advice I can say is it can happen to anybody. So
Mhm.
don't
Yeah.
I don't want to say don't discriminate because they're going to be people that's going to do that. That's just life.
Mhm.
But it can happen to anyone. So it's it's best to get your kidneys checked out, keep them flushed as much as possible, and just watch your sodium. And first, you watch your sodium because you know that can trigger it. The sodium, the high
Yeah.
sodium, trigger it. Then you can worry about the phosphorus and everything like that. But just be aware of it can happen to anybody, and it can happen overnight.
Mm. It happened overnight.
Sure did.
Yeah. That's
Sure did.
um. When you got diagnosed, what was your first reaction?
I ain't gonna lie, I thought I was gonna die. I'm not gonna
Mm.
lie. So like the first initial reaction when they told me I was uneducated, I was ignorant, I didn't know anything
Mm-hmm.
about that. So the moment they say, yeah, you have stage 5 kidney failure, I'm looking left and right, like so I'm dead. But then that was the first initial, and then as I started processing things, I started to understand that you can live with this. And once I figured out how to not only I can live with it, I can manage it and possibly get another kidney through transplant.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started to become like more calm with it. But I ain't gonna lie, once you get that first initial, yeah, you know, you got to.
Yeah.
I thought it was done. That's it.
Yeah, like yeah, because when you got that news about your kidney and it's your organ, like that's something serious, right? It's supposed to be something serious because it's your organ and oh my God, it's kidney and like dialysis and like what is that? Like you see the blood coming out and you know when once you get all this trying to comprehend all the information, trying to understand what's going on, it's really makes you anxious and you worry about your future. And so yeah, yeah. How long you've been a dialysis patient?
This past March was a year because I started in March 2022. So I'm
Are you
to
pretty
them,
new?
I'm still a rookie. I'm pretty new.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So
new.
What is the most valuable lesson you've learned so far as a chronic kidney disease patient?
Patience, rest,
Mhm.
and understanding.
Mhm.
That's it. Like, and I can, and although when you have patience, you have to understand that your body's going to go through changes while you're doing these treatments. When you first start, you might feel extremely tired, sick. You're going to be cramping up all the time. That's because your body isn't used to the treatment process. And I do
Mhm.
4 hours every treatment. So
Mhm.
when you first start, you got to be patient with your body. Second thing is you got to rest.
Mhm.
As you get these treatments, depending on how much fluid that they take, you may can still be moving around and do things around the house. But ultimately, your body just pretty much ran a 4 hour marathon, and it has to rest. And the understanding is understanding that this is a marathon, not a sprint. It's like your organ is already failing, or it failed. So you have to understand that you're in it for the long haul. So you have to treat it as such. Treat it like it's a marathon. Don't try to fix things overnight. Every time you go to treatment, and that adds up. Because if you get on the transplant process, that adds up.
Yeah, day by day, yeah, it accumulates. You're right, and as a chronic kidney disease patient, you really have like this low energy. You wake up, muscle cramping, bones cracking, and you have this low energy. And and sometimes when you have anemia, it's hard to go day by day doing all the chores, doing all the things that you have to do because you have all these issues when you have chronic kidney disease. So yeah, we really have to be careful with that. And rest is very important. You're very right. The rest is very important to get you to day by day. And as of now, what is your like current priorities as a chronic kidney disease?
Um, my priority right now is getting a new kidney, and that's I'm already deep into that. I do the daily, I do the monthly lab drawings that they require,
Mm-hmm.
and next Wednesday I'll know exactly what's going on after my meet with my team. So my priority right now at this stage is treatments, and then stay healthy and make sure all my numbers is good for the transplant process.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. So what is your what is the most painful and the most amazing thing that you've witnessed with you being a CKD patient? And
Um,
with also other kidney patients that you've noticed, with other patients,
you said the most painful and the most amazing thing.
oh, that you've witnessed so far.
Okay, the most painful thing, honestly, is when you're in the dialysis area or the treatment centers.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of people, and it's a lot of older people there too. It's a
Mm-hmm.
reality check, like this hits everybody. It doesn't discriminate. So that's one of the painful things. It may not be physical, it's more mental.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's you see a lot of people suffering, you
Yeah.
know,
And some of
and
them are worse than you, right?
some that's true. Some of them have all other illnesses on top of that.
Yeah.
Some have diabetes, some
Yeah.
have yeah, so it's added up. But the most amazing thing is I'm able to talk to people like you.
Yeah,
We can
right.
we can
Thank
spread
you.
all the news we want to. We can we have interviews or podcasts like this, and you realize how many people don't know what we have, and when you start breaking it down, they become more interested. So yeah, this is the most amazing thing: meeting people like you and doing stuff like this to raise awareness for everybody.
Yeah. And the only time that we really change our lifestyle, the way we treat our body, is when something bad happens. It's like when it's too late, and that's why I'm doing this because like kind of spread awareness that take care of your body. Like things happen, more young people is getting this disease, and you could get it too. I hate to say it, but
Mhm.
anyone could get this because of like man, because of all the like our food, like the food that we're getting it's almost all the food that we're getting is like processed food and salty food and all of this and like acidic food, like that could ruin our kidney. And so yeah, we really have to be careful. We have to take care of our body. We have to be mindful of what we put in our system, what we consume. And so yeah, that's very important that we're doing something like this. And what is the most memorable experience you had as a CKD patient?
The most memorable experience. Um, I think I'll never forget all the surgeries that I had to endure. All the surgeries, all the recovery process, going to therapy, learning how to walk again. I think that's the most memorable because that tests your body and tests your, your will to live. I will never forget those moments. Those are the moments that say, okay, I'm here for a reason. I'm
Mm-hmm.
willing to fight for it. So to me, the recovery process is the most memorable thing for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's right. It's the recovery process, and once you get into it, once you get to know, once you get to understand, once you getting all the information about your disease, you got to kind of your mind thinks of like, oh, now I have a path to what thing I should be doing, and for me to better my to maneuver myself into this world now that I have a chronic kidney disease and like dialysis and getting um especially your family around you, because it, your kidney, when you have a chronic kidney disease, it doesn't only affect you, but it also affect the people around you, and so yeah, I think that's very important. And so my question is, my next question is, if you're given a chance to give advice or just to even say something to your past self that that didn't have that chronic kidney disease, what would you say?
To my past self before I got diagnosed, I
Mm-hmm.
would say go to the hospital or the doctor more often.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes we neglect our health because we feel like we're invincible.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could tell my past self, I would just say go to the hospital or go to the doctor and get regular checkups and do actual blood work, not just a
Mm-hmm.
physical, actually blood work on all your organs and see what's going on. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, because like me, when I had before all of this, I was just a normal kid going to school. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Just doing normal things, doing basically just doing what I want, and having fun. Life hits you, and now you have chronic kidney disease. Now your life changed. You can't go to school. You can't have social life, even romantic life. You can't do all the things that you're supposed to do as a normal person. And yeah, and I think the only time that really changed is that when something happened, like, yeah, just like what you said before I had this. I can't even believe it. First 2 years, I can't fathom it. I heard the doctor saying that you're gonna have this forever, like you're gonna dialysis forever until, except if you get, like a donor, you get a transplant. And so, but in my mind, I still like, it's not gonna happen. Like in just 2 years, maybe I'll get somehow, like, miraculously it happens. Like you have this wishful thoughts that, maybe somehow I'll be normal again. And so, but it doesn't really hit me until 3 and 4 years now that, oh, like, yeah, this is gonna really happen to me, man. I lost my life basically. 15 years old. I had to I had dialysis. Now I lost that life. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. Now I lost that life anymore. I can't get that back. And so it's very important to be knowledgeable about these things, to spread awareness, to having this conversation. And like I heard this quote once. Who said, um a normal person wants everything in the world, but a sick person only wants one. And when you're sick, now you realize that you have priorities. Now you have to set your priorities, that now your life is so different than normal, and it changed. You now have a different path in life. And so, yeah, what we're doing right now is very important. And I think it helps people understand and be awareness. So I'm really grateful to you having this conversation with me. And so, like, I think, what are you doing now? As a, like, how's your brother? How's everything? How's going in your life right now? Like, I saw your Instagram post,
Hmm.
and like, with your brother, and how's it going with your family?
Everything's going good, man. They've been the most supportive, man, during this process. And honestly, they held me down while it was rough. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone's doing good. Brothers doing good. Mother's doing good. But I wanted to, when you was on when you was on your soliloquy, I wanted to tell you something. Like you've lost those years, but look what you've gained in those years that you
Mm-hmm.
lost. Like I said, you're young, so you definitely have time to grow. You definitely have time to mature, and you definitely have time to understand that you're here for a bigger purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you're doing with this. not many people your age will be doing this right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll be too busy complaining, or I ain't got this, I'm not doing this. But you've already further than you was 5 years ago, and you're
Thank you,
taking the
man.
initiative to make something happen.
Mm.
So don't hang your head too much on what's not happening.
Mhm.
You should appreciate what you've been doing because you're already further than you was. So just keep that up, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
You'll be
Thank you,
fine.
man. Thank you with that. It's for your very helpful words and very thoughtful words, for me. And I'm really grateful. And I think, do you have any questions for me? If you have.
Yeah, I got a few. You said that you obviously you said you couldn't go to school full time
Hmm.
because what you got. Is there any way you can actually get back into that, or is that's a definite like, nah, I can't do it because I'm going to school right now and I'm taking classes and I'm doing part time. That's why I asked. So if you
Well,
ever, well, I can help you out with that. We'll talk off the camera for that.
yeah, we can.
We
Yeah.
can-
Oh, well, I tried to. Yeah, and I tried to, like, I was on my way on senior high school, like 11th grade. Is that what you call it there in America? 11th grade.
Yeah, and for us it'll be 12th, senior, but 11 to
Yeah.
junior. But for you it's probably 11.
Yeah, but I tried assigning into a, like, school, but it was just they just giving me papers, to 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 uh to answer and all that information.
Mhm.
It was not online, but they're giving me papers, right, to answer. First grading and second grading, I finished it, but after that, it was 2019, I think 2020. But after that second grading, they said to me that they can't do anything about it. They can't give any more papers because I I I have to be there. I have to be there to school. My presence is needed there because it's got to be a lot of activities now. The third grading is about activities. It's about me engaging with the class. Like I'm needed there. But the problem was I can't do it because I dialysis every 4 hours. And it's peritoneal dialysis, so I have to dialysis every 4 hours. And my room was third floor, so I can't just every day, walking and to that, like, it's third floor. I can't do that with my situation. And so yeah, I try. My mother's trying, like, what, maybe we could do that again. Maybe we could sign up for the school. But I said no. I'm way over. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to do it. I don't want to just keep doing. Like, what would that do? What would that good do to me, right? Like, I'm not gonna earn anything about it. But right now, what I'm really trying is just really researching. I'm trying to learn. I'm learning a lot, and through internet. Like, I'm learning about, like, how to be an entrepreneur. I'm learning about money. I'm learning how it works. But I'm you know and because of this, I now can tell what I want to learn. I now can pick and choose what I want to learn. No one would tell me to, do this. Like, I'm not saying anything bad to school, but now,
Nah,
yeah, I'm not saying anything bad to school, but now I have the chance to pick what I want to learn. And now because of that, now I can do this, right? I'm able to create something like this because of this too. So, I'm learning, like, and I'm learning. I'm even reading books, and I'm trying to self-develop, trying to do all of these things. Sometimes it just really get disrupted because of my situations. I got a few months ago, I got into an ICU, and at that time I was learning how as search engine optimization works. And but it got disrupted. I was on the middle of writing and learning a course, but it got disrupted because of, like, I was basically, I so much excess water around my body, around my heart, and around my lungs that I have to go to ICU and stay there for almost a month and do all the surgeries and do all the processes in the hospital. But I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine learning, and I think that's the most important thing. It's not just going to school, but it's actually learning. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So, hey, I'm doing pretty fine. Thank you for that question.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have any other question? Because I think that is my last question. I think I have no other question, and I'm really grateful talking to you, and I think we're making something. And yeah, thank you, man. You have anything last to say?
Now let's make sure we save this interview.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's save.
yeah, we sure.
Let's
Yeah,
save this.
yeah. Let's save this interview. But thank you, man. I'm pretty grateful. Um, yeah, we did this twice, but I think I this is awesome. And you've been pretty great. You're very interesting. And man, thank you.
No problem, man.
Thank you,
Be
man.
easy.
Yeah, thank you. I
All right.
recorded it. Yeah.